G'day, Nick here, Animal Engineering. Welcome back to the channel. So last episode on the old Rx8 here, we sorted out the bash bar. I'll try and work out how, we'll put a link up the top there for that one if you haven't seen it. As the thumbnail and the title was probably showing you, I'm going full battle aero style wing on this thing. Love their stuff, it's awesome. But yeah, the cost of actually freighting something like that to Australia, I would imagine would be pretty hectic, and the chances of a wing getting damaged in freight and that. So I'm gonna tackle it myself and see what I can come up with. So yeah, if you've been following along on the channel for a while, you'll know that I sort of brought this as a roller, and all the work was already done, radiator and everything put in the back. So there's a bar going through the bottom here, which is where the toe point there is picking up off. Make another bar just come up, along and down, and then I'll use those two bars to make a pickup point for me uprights for the chassis wing. So yeah, as you can see, everything's up the arse end of it. I'm going to try and refrain from cutting that bar completely off, although I kind of want to, but I also don't want to turn this into a massive job. So yeah, as I say, I'll just put a bar coming up, cross down, and then they'll give me the two pipes. I also want to do a little bar coming down for like a jacking point. First off, I think we'll look at making that bar up, and we'll go from there. Well, there you go, that's given me a bit more of a solid mounting point for the stands for the wing. So there, happy with that now. So now we can pull some measurements off that, head to the computer and design something up. So this is the wing I'll be using. Big old Wang. Doing in the old big Wang Gang. But yeah, she's a big old Wang. But I think this is actually the narrowest one he does, which, yeah, I think they go like another couple of 100 mil wider than this or something like that. But this is pretty much the same width as the car, so I figured there's no point going like heaps wider than the car. When you're going sideways, you're just going to wipe it out and stuff. So yeah, basically we've got to get a template. So yeah, get a template of this bottom profile here that the bracket's going to go to. Get some measurements up with those two pipes and draw something up. Alrighty, well, I've been jamming away here at the computer for a while now. I've got a design I think it's going to look pretty schmicko on there. Pretty aggressive, pretty in your face. Alright, so this is the design I've come up with. So basically these are my two uprights coming up. The wing will sit up on the top here. These pieces for adjusting the tilt of the wing. So you get a fair bit of movement out of that adjustment. And these plates here will come down, bolt onto the bottom, and those were the two pipes that we've just put in, so they'll weld onto there. Have 4 bolts on the bottom there. So yeah, pretty stoked with how that's come up. I reckon that's going to look pretty good when it's all cut out and on there. So we will fire up the old plasma table, cut them out, give them a bit of a clean up, chuck them on the car. Alrighty, well, there you have it. Alright, so now we'll just get those chassis brackets tacked on and then put a little bit of a notch in the bumper, and we should be able to get a bit of a first look at what this is going to look like. Should be pretty Mickey Mouse. Pretty happy with it. It should look pretty good, I reckon. Alright, there you go, that's all tacked on there for now. Looking pretty good, happy with how it's sitting. It's sort of at the outer edge of this flat area here, tucked under this little bit of the bumper like I was wanting. These bits come up here and sort of supporting the bumper a little bit. So now we'll test fit everything and see see how well it goes. Yes! That looks awesome. Spicy. There you go. Super happy with that. So now that's all mounted up on the car, I can get me measurements. We can start on the wing, put some riv nuts in that, get that mounted to the adjustable pieces at the top there. I'm going to do a cross brace just to try and steady that up a bit. And then probably ready for final paint. I'm going to make some little end caps up for the wing here. Alright, so I've got those brackets all made up, welded up. They fit the wing really well. So the template I made up originally, spot on, which is good. So yeah, now we'll just go through, find the centre of the wing, then come out, measure for these, mark out the bolt holes, and then we'll put some riv nuts in there. There you go, they're all mounted on there nice and solid. So I've got 6 bolts per bracket, should be plenty sufficient. Well, that's back on there, all mounted, looking the business. It's all nice and centered, looks square to the eyeball. So yeah, now I'm just going to make these end pieces, the cross bracing there. So I'll smash into that, and then I've got to paint the bumper. I've got to prep and paint the bumper. Both quarter panels need a bit of touch-up paint. The front bumper. So I'll do that, get all this painted, and see you in a second. It is the next day. I've stayed out here reasonably late last night. Got everything painted. Got all the quarter panels, both sides painted, front guard painted, and all the other pieces. So is assembly time and get it together. Well, there you have it. Pretty bloody happy with how that's come up, to be honest. Looks pretty good. We'll have a look. So yeah, as always, cheers for watching. We'll see you on the next one.